to be SAJ up against HKA. It's going to be a best of 5, all standard draft picks, and HKA came into this quarterfinals at second seed in their group, if I'm not wrong, and SAJ third seed in their respective group. So we're waiting for the game to start. The bands and picks haven't really come in yet, so both teams are still in the lobby. What should we look out for? I know SAJ likes their split push, and like you said earlier, HKA doesn't have a really strong laning phase coming into the game, but their team fight potential is pretty immense coming in. So Kailing, who should we really, what kind of play styles, how do the two teams play styles interact with each other?
That's the interesting thing about this patch is because it's really new and the team has only been practicing on it for like 1 to 2 weeks max. So we will be able to see a lot of different variations to the gameplays. And the main thing about the early game right now is that with so many wards, the trinket wards coming out from all 3 lanes, it's going to be very difficult for a jungle to gank. Hence, most junglers are going towards the farming kind of jungle, and they will usually farm out to 6 ASAP. So that might be going on this game where both junglers just farm up.
Okay, so we are into the picks and bans now. Let me just move the border a little bit so that it becomes very nice. So we do have Renekton as well as Nidalee being banned out. Like we said, Pasa has that pocket Nidalee pick that HKA can pull out at any time. KO being the first champion banner on the side of HKA, followed by Jinx. So Archie will not be playing that Jinx coming in. He may default back to the Ezreal pickup. Or like you said, the longer range champions should win the bottom lane, so he may go back to the Caitlyn as well. Evelynn, you don't want to deal with Evelynn coming into the jungle, especially since now the vision changes in the 3.14 patch, and Annie being the last ban for HK. What do you think SAJ should pick first?
When it comes to first pick, for the current patch, there are actually a lot of picks open, so not too sure whether they want to prioritize anything unless there's a game plan specific for it. But looking at the bans, you can tell that both sides has done their homework, banning out the champions most played by their opponents. So I think both sides have come in with a game plan and are very prepared.
Ooh, so we do have the Orianna pick coming in, so they do not want to let Pasa have that one. I feel that Pasa may decide to pick up the Ziggs coming into this ban and pick. They do lock in the Lee Sin as well as the Shyvana pick. 2 very strong, very comfortable picks for HK. Shyvana, we have seen already in that lane matchup earlier. We do have Mythic Q extremely comfortable on Shyvana, and in the jungle, Fi going to be very happy with the aggressive Lee Sin.
That could be a change in game plan for HK because so far when we have seen HK play, whenever there's Jarvan open, they will definitely jungle Jarvan. So not too sure what's up with the Lee Sin pick, but we'll see.
Yeah, Lee Sin can kind of bring in a little bit additional more ward control because he synergizes the side stone very well, so that may be one of their game plans coming in.
Or it could just be a what do you call it? It's a they're taking it away from safety, so that safety can't play the Lee Sin.
Oh yeah, that's right too. So safety, one of his favorite champions, Lee Sin, as well as I feel that the other one that is quite comfortable with is Aatrox.
Same thing coming in with a counterplay from SAJ. They're taking Lucian away from Engot, so both sides are just okay. Never mind.
Okay, maybe not Lucian. So let's see. Okay, the Lucian lock-in will happen. So it's going to be a Lucian Taric lane coming in. We've seen a lot of Taric come into the meta recently, especially in the North American scene. We've seen a few solo queue players come in with just queuing Taric support and just instantly destroying their opponent with the changes coming.
Yeah, that's what happened yesterday. I saw an streaming at SAJ where SAJ Junis Taric could like solo our SGS Hylia's jungle away from the team fight single-handedly. So it's pretty. Taric now is actually a pretty good support.
Yeah, with the fact that Taric brings that armor buff, especially with his passive on his Shatter and finally on his ultimate in itself, it's gonna give that Radiance aura to the entire team of SAJ. So that provides a lot of free bonus stats, and if Taric decides to build more aura items, he just becomes a walking aura totem. So we do see HKA hovering over that Morgana and the Tristana pickup. So Tristana, we don't really see Tristana coming into the GPL as often, but HK do lock that one in. So what do you think about the Tristana pickup? I know Morgana is quite favored on Perhaps, so that's not a surprise, but Tristana something different.
Tristana is mainly doing the mid to late game when he actually gets very powerful, especially when his Q is max. So that's probably the game plan. It's just going to be farming up and then get to the mid to late game where Tristana shines.
Yeah, and not forgetting Shyvana in late game can be quite a beast as well. So SAJ do decide to lock in the Rengar pick as their 4th pick coming into the game. So Rengar, with the new stealth ward changes as well as the brush changes in the top lane, going to be very strong. And yes, we do have the Kha'Zix pick coming in. So a law matchup not really a law matchup, but a law team up coming in from SAJ. The two Predators will be on the same team for SAJ. So Kazakhs in the mid lane, Rengar in the top lane, I suppose. What do you think about the Kazakhs pickup? We've seen it come up in popularity. We've seen Alex Ish play it in the recent IM Cologne as well.
If I'm not wrong, Kazakhs should be the jungler. That was what Safety was playing yesterday.
Right, that's right.
Yeah, and Kazakhs in the jungle is actually really painful. In fact, TPA Dinter played it in their quarterfinal match 2 days ago as well, and Kazakhs was like, what, 8-2 or 8-1 at one point in time? So you could tell that Kazakhs in the jungle could really work, and it snowball really hard if given a chance to.
Jeez, I completely forgot about the Orianna pickup coming in for SAJ's first pick. So you're most right. Kazakhs is going to be in the jungle. We saw Dinter play extremely crazy Kazakhs. He went, like you said, 8-2 something coming into when the Nexus exploded. And he went, what, double Bloodthirster and Brutalizer. That was, oh my goodness, very painful coming in, the burst damage coming out. So the last lock-in for the side of HKA will be Ezreal. So we will see a double AD composition coming in for the first game against the Saigon Jokers. What do you think about Ezreal in the mid lane? Ezreal and Tristana as a double AD composition.
It might not be double AD, might be AP Ezreal.
Okay.
Yep, so haven't seen much of it yet, but let's see what Pasa can do. We haven't seen Pasa playing it.
Okay, so something different coming in from HK. Maybe they are adapting to the new pie patch come this GPL season in itself. So let's take a look at the lane matchups. It's going to be Rengar being played by QTV in the top lane, Safety in the jungle on Kazakhs. Sorry, Orianna. Sorry, I got kind of messed up with the double O's there. Optimus going to play the Orianna in the mid lane, as well as we will have Lucian and Tarek in the bot lane for SAJ. And on the side of HKA is going to be a mid lane Ezreal coming in. Shyvana will be in the top lane, Lee Sin in the jungle, and finally the bottom dual lane should be perhaps on Morgana as well as Tristana as the marksman. So what do you think about the team compositions coming in? Because on the side of HKA, they do not really have a lot of lockdown outside of Morgana and Lee Sin. But SAJ itself does have that ball delivery system coming in from Orianna, combo up with Safety as well as QTV.
Yeah, I really like SAJ's team comp because they actually have a really strong team fight comp with the additional gameplay of Rengar speed pushing. But whereas on HKA's side, you can see that they don't really have a specific comp going on. I mean, they do have Shyvana speed pushing as well, but when it comes to Asher, Tristana, Lee Sin, and Morgana, you don't get exactly what kind of game plan you're going into.
Yeah, they may want to take some early turrets, but it kind of defaults back to the fact that Tristana and Ezreal have that power spike in the mid game. So if they are able to get some of the early items as well as early objectives, that may allow them to kind of snowball, get the core items they need to get that power spike in the mid game and just win team fights out straight away. But like you said, SAJ have a very strong team initiation comp coming in, and with the ball delivery system as well as that immense damage from Rengar as well as Kazakhs, and not forgetting the burst damage coming in from Lucian, is going to be very scary coming into the team fights.
So both sides going the totem wards I was saying. So when you start so many wards at the start, the jungle is unable to gank efficiently. So most of the time the jungle will just farm up and get to 6 ASAP or wait till the wards die off and start the gank.
Yeah, so we do have SAJ, however, making a very aggressive level 1 kind of play. All of them actually walking in. We may see perhaps get caught. Perhaps will get caught, taken down very low, and the first blood will go down onto Safety. So Safety gets the first blood onto that one. That invade, I would say, is a huge success for SAJ.
I think that was very careless for HK perhaps, because the timing he went in was around like 0.45, and that's usually about 10 seconds too late, because you need to be there by around the 0.32 or 0.33 mark, so that you'll be able to see if any of them were to invade. And I think this boils down to the fact that most teams right now are not invading at the start due to the fact that you do not have enough wards to maintain vision control over your buffs. Hence, were you to invade the opponent's jungle, you are leaving your side of the map open, not knowing what the opponents are doing. So that is why teams don't invade, and hence HK was caught unprepared.
Yeah, HK was unprepared for that one indeed. Perhaps just got shot down instantly, giving the kill up to Safety. And I want to point out Safety's item pickups once he back to the base. He picks up a stealth ward as well as a vision ward for his first item buy, so he wants to get that commanding vision control in the game itself. What do you think about that pickup?
Right now with ping wards being 25 gold cheaper than previous patch. In fact, SAJ, when he played against us yesterday, all their lanes were buying pink wards, even their AD carry, it gives them a lot of map control and it becomes a contested buff where they're able to bait ganks against you.
That's going to be very scary coming in. So let's take a look at the lane matchups. There we know lane swaps coming in for both sides. It's going to be QTV in the top lane up against Mythic Q on Shyvana. So it's a Rengar-Shyvana matchup in the top lane. In the mid lane, it's going to be Optimus on Orianna up against Pasa. We see Optimus already asserting authority, just pushing to the mid lane very strongly. And in the bot lane, it's going to be Archie and Junie, Lucian, as well as Taric up against Engard on Tristana and perhaps on Morgana. So all the lanes going to be pretty evenly matched up, I feel. And coming into this, the top lane duel is going to be very interesting because Rengar and Shyvana, like you said, Shyvana able to deal with most top lane champions, but Rengar able to go in through the brush, leap, walk back out, leap again. It's going to be very irritating in the top lane.
It just looks like it's going to be a fun fest for all three lanes because all three lanes do not have the Q potential. They'll just be waiting for the jungle to come. So if both junglers decides to farm, then there will not be any action for most of the starting game. But as you can see, Lee Sin should be going down towards bottom and making a move. Not too sure.
Yeah, we may see some aggression, knowing that both junglers are very aggressive. Jungler Safety, like we said earlier in the pre-game banter a little bit, both Safety and Fi are very aggressive jumping in. And like you said, Fi will be coming down this rush here. There are no walls to spot him out just yet. And he may go in for a sneaky gank, but if he does walk into this next brush, however, he will be spotted out by this ward, but perhaps doesn't have the sweeping lens of cooldown at this point of time, so he will not be able to kind of clear this ward out.
Yep, so with wards being at every lane, it seems like bottom is only lane to gank, but...
Whoa, we do... That Sonic Wave will hit a minion though, so the follow-up Resonating Strike will not be able to deal any damage onto Archie. Archie and Junie get out of that one quite healthily, and Engard got taken down very low by the burst combo coming in from Lucian.
So the main thing about this patch, the current patch, is that if as a jungler you were to camp lanes and go for a gank, if it doesn't work, you'll be behind the opponent jungler by a lot. Because right now camps give spawns faster and they give a lot of gold, so you need to keep farming in order to keep up. So with the gank fail, you can see that Safety with the first blood, as well as the additional minion Q from being farming in the jungle right from the start, is going to give him more of a head start, especially when he gets to 6.
Yeah, he does get that slight gold lead against Fi in the jungle. It's about 300 gold coming in. QTV actually kind of battering it out with Mythic Q. Gets down very low, but we'll have that battle roll to kind of just heal back up on itself. You see that immense amount of heal coming in. So the sustain on the side of QTV should allow him to kind of bully out Mythic Q in the lane if there's no gank jungle pressure, but we do see Fi waiting on the side. He may go in for a gank very shortly. So let's just see, we do have Mythic Q kind of pushing up a bit, but QTV doesn't really want him to get any sort of lane advantage. We will have Fi walk up very shortly. It's gonna be a very dangerous situation coming in from QTV. And like you said earlier, Kailing, the matchup gonna turn out very even, but I feel that Rengar does have that innate sustain coming in, but the push potential coming in from Mythic Q is definitely gonna help and be in his favor.
Yeah, Rengar does very well against champions like Shyvana and Renekton because they lack the burst necessary to take on Rengar.
Whoa, the Sonic Wave will miss, and Fi, they're not really hitting very accurate Sonic Wave this game, but like you said, the matchup against Rengar is gonna be, you know, in his favor, especially against champions like Shyvana and Renekton.
So there was a trick that QTV used there where he will walk towards the brush, and if there's someone there, the person will come out. So he will walk in towards the brush and back off at the last second slightly just to see if they were to come out, which they did. So that was a good play by QTV right there.
Well, so a little bit of trickster maneuvers coming in from QTV on his Rengar. We do see another failed gank attempt coming in from Fi. This will allow Safety to kind of get ahead in levels a little bit. Let's take a look at the experience coming in. So Safety nearly hitting level 5, and Fi here just... Oh, actually Fi has that advantage probably because of the minions coming in the lane. Either that or he's able to get a little bit more out of it. What do you think?
I think it was on the minion and on the lane, but I have to question what SAJ Safety was doing throughout the time that Lee Sin was doing the ganks both at bottom and top, since he was supposedly farming.
Either that or he's camping mid lane. I've seen him in this brush as well as the other side lane brush quite some time as well. We will see Fi pull off a little bit of a counter jungle. Safety will be there to respond, however, he does put down ward. Safety does kind of spot Fi out, so you know, Safety kind of wasting some time camping the mid lane, unable to gank that slippery Ezreal actually. So very interesting choice of lane to go in for the gank.
Not too sure. What I've seen from Safety so far was that he was walking top when Lee Sin was bottom, and after the Lee Sin failed gank at bottom, Kha'Zix walked down and didn't do much. And after when Lee Sin went top, Kha'Zix also wasn't doing much. So not too sure what Safety is doing for the first 4 minutes.
Yeah, very interesting coming in because usually Safety, like we talked about earlier in the pre-game, that whoa, the stun does come out, Engar gets the black shield onto him and will rocket jump away. But like I said, Safety in the pre-game banter, we were talking about it earlier, he's usually quite an aggressive jungler and tries to snowball his lane, but he hasn't really been doing much of that in this game.
I think the main thing Safety should have been doing for the past 5 minutes should have been farming to 6 ASAP, get his items up, get some mobility and get the ganks going. But he seems to be a bit slow right now. Hopefully he'll be able to catch up and get the ganks going down.
Yeah, hopefully. So the only kill so far is still on to Safety. Junie does get hit by the Dark Binding and Tormented Sword. And we do see that Relic Shield coming into play, allowing him, whoa, Safety taken down very low. Probably just because of that the Golem Camp, I mean. And we do have here the Relic Shield, like I said, going into this one, sharing already 65 gold. So Junie there making quite good use of his Relic Shield and able, not only that prop on the minion sharing itself will allow Archie to just kind of heal back up as well.
Yep, so most mini supports, in fact, all mini supports will go Relic Shield because aside from sharing the gold, it also has the execute function, which works very well, and he is able to get gold at the start and get that extra tankability from the gold when enable him to be more aggressive in lane.
And why do you think the Taric support has kind of come back? I talked about the aura, the walking aura totem that Taric is right at this point of time, but is there anything else? You said that Junie played a very mean Taric, able to kind of just solo out the aggression coming in from Palavia.
The main thing right now in the current meta is that with supports getting more gold, they're able to get more items, and this makes Taric very scary because with his ulti aura, he gets really painful because at level 6 is 30 AD and AP, at 11 is 50, and at 16 is 70.
Well, we do have Mythic Q forced to use, and the double leap coming in from QTV and Safety. So Predator and Predator will start to hunt down this dragon, as well as the flash coming in. Mythic Q still very tanky. The Bowler Strike will come down, but it seems that Mythic Q will be able to get away from this one, and now we have Pasa on the sidelines taking Safety down very low. This is going to be very dangerous. QTV hops back into the fight, uses that Battle Roar to kind of heal him up a little bit. Safety onto the sidelines, just juking it out. Will Pasa be able to pick up Safety? The jump comes in, Pasa taken out very low, forced to flash away, and QTV take Pasa down very low, so no kills just yet, but a very extended fight for both mid laner, top laner, and the jungler coming in from SAJ as well as HKA.
HKA got really lucky there where both their mid lane and top lane did not die, and a bit unfortunate on SAJ's side. So yeah, as I was saying about the Taric, so with the ulti passive, he gets really painful, and with more items coming with the current meta, current patch, he's able to get really tanky and hence really painful and be able to just zone out junglers and even carry sometimes. Since you're not able to kill Taric because with his Shatter passive, he has got a hell lot of armor, and with his ulti passive, he has got a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's very scary coming in. So the walking aura bot of Taric, we should see some crazy plays coming from Junie. Something to fear on a Taric support in this current meta, but we did see that so-called failed kill attempt on both sides at top. We do have QTV and Safety burning both their flashes as well as the Ignite. We did see Pasa rotate down, burn his flash and Ignite as well. Mythic Q still holding on to that Ignite. It's going to help him in lane quite a bit, but does pop that ghost just to get away from that one. So here in the mid lane, let's kind of take a look at the CS coming in from both sides. We do have Fi taking a CS lead in the jungle. He does get that slight advantage coming in, but in the mid lane though, we do have Orianna kind of bullying out Pasa, but we did see Pasa rotate to the top. That's probably the main reason why we do have Optimus get that slight CS advantage coming in.
Yep. Also from the failed gang on top, what Mr. Q did was, it was something that when I was still starting out in LL and I was watching Hotshot GG from CLG stream, he was giving out advice, and I think that was very crucial, which is whenever a fight starts, make sure you start potting up. And that was exactly what saved Mr. Q from dying there, where he kept potting up, and both QTV and Safety were unable to get the kill from there.
Yeah, that's going to be So pro tip from Kyling as well as Hotshot GG, make sure you pot up when you start a fight. So we do have that dirty farming coming in from Mythic Q. Shyvana has been known to have exceptional wave clear, and it will just kind of force QTV to do a little dirty farming on his own, but this will allow Mythic Q to pick up the white camp as well in the jungle. So a little bit of counter jungling coming out on the side of HKA, but that first blood gold lead is still being kept quite well by SAJ. And it's very funny to compare the AD carry CS at this point in time, because 17 of this goes to Taric and it's effectively shared with RG as well. So we do have HK start on the Dragon right now, so they do get that slight map control, getting that pink ward down, and they do take the Dragon uncontested, but SAJ does have that timing on that one, so they will be able to contest the next Dragon coming up.
Feels like a poor play coming from SAJ, because SAJ's comp should definitely have a superior map control over HKA's comp, and it's just surprising that they were not able to get the Dragon control.
Yeah, it is surprising indeed. And look at what Mythic Q is doing. Just claiming the entire blue side jungle of SAJ in his own name. And we will have QTV constantly just farm it up here in the top lane. So both, instead of a, it's what you said, it's just going to be a complete farm fest. They aren't even dueling up against each other.
Yep.
So
I think that has to do mainly about with safety's Kha'Zix, because especially with the first blood going to him, he should definitely have had a bigger impact on the game and had more attempts to snowball further, but that isn't coming in so far for the first 13 minutes.
Yeah, that didn't come in at all, and Fai's aggression has kind of withered down a little bit as well. He failed 2 ganks, 1 in the bot lane and 1 in the top lane, and he, says, I'm just gonna farm it up. So very interesting play coming in from both jungler, unlike what they usually like to do, since both of them are quite aggressive coming in.
Yep, as I said, the main thing about the current meta is that, current patch is that too many wards on all 5 players make life as a jungler really tough.
Yeah, we do see Optimus try to get the blue buff, but it seems that Pasa will just be, happy taking his blue buff, knows that Optimus as well as Safety are waiting for him, so both of them take that long route just to prevent any sort of gank coming in. So with the Dragon pickup, we do have the gold lead now extending to about 500 gold in favor of Hong Kong Attitude. So nothing just yet 14 minutes into the game, but I do like to point out a lot of core items have been hit. It's very interesting to see SAJ Optimus actually pick up a tier of the Goddess on an Orianna so early. We usually see them pick up the Ateen's Unholy Grail first, so very interesting pickups on both sides, and the tier as well being charged up on Ezreal. Infinity Edge already completed on Tristana, and Archie has his Bloodthirster in his own name as well. And on the top laner side, both of them have the Sunfire Kit, will be burning out against each other, so quite a stale matchup so far.
Yeah, I think for all 3 lanes, they just continue farming until the next objective, which is probably Dragon or the next buff. I don't see much action coming in, although Lee Sin is trying to gank top, but Rengar should be able to get away scot-free regardless.
Yeah, Lee Sin is there camping up in the top lane. I was just checking the health on all the turrets. It seems that they are actually gone not much damage at all. So the next objective, you are right, it should be either a buff or possibly a Dragon coming back up within the next few minutes or so. We did see HK take up that Dragon earlier, so it's just going to be a farm fest all this game. Who do you think kind of wins out in the late game? I know we've talked about SAJ's comp a little bit. We said that the team fight coming in for SAJ is quite strong, but HKA, we weren't really sure what they plan to do, but we do have a gank coming in. Fai pops that wall, gets that kick out with the flash. QTV counter flashes, pops the ultimate, and it seems that, flash for ultimate and flash for flash as well, but we do have a gank coming in. QTV will throw that Bola Strike out, slowing Mythic Q a bit. Optimus coming into the wings, gets the shockwave down. Mythic Q taken down extremely low. Mythic Q will go down now. Safety in a bunch of trouble. Fai able to pick that 1 kill up, and now Optimus tanking it up, picks up the counter kill onto Fai. So it's gonna be a 2-for-1 trade. Jungler and top laner for, oh wow, look at the damage coming out onto, perhaps he just gets melted down by the combination of Junie as well as Archie. The burst damage potential coming from Taric and Lucian, very scary.
Yep, but I will mention that Optimus played really well there. He anticipated a Dragon Form from coming from Mr. Q and stopped the Dragon Form mid-flight, and that contributed to the SAJ getting both kills.
Yeah, that's right. So we were talking about it earlier, how stale this game was, but suddenly a bunch of kills popping onto the map. Now, with that, we do have SAJ taking that goal lead now, but Pasa here trying to duel it out, will miss that true shot barrage. It seems like Pasa will go down to Optimus. A little bit greedy there for that tower goal, I feel, and it seems that Optimus will pick another kill up to himself, has the death cap already, 2 kills and 2 assists in his name, but Fi coming in. Will Optimus actually go down to Fi? He does get the Sonic Wave flashes, but follows with the resonating strike, and seems that Optimus will go down. Fi taken out very low, gets exhausted, and Fi will survive after that ward jump coming in.
As you were saying that Pasa was getting too overzealous in getting the tower, or too greedy. Same thing for Optimus, he wanted to get more minions and die as a result.
Yeah, so a little bit greedy for most coming into this game. So we do have the first turret of the game, first turret of the game actually coming in from HKA, but we do see SAJ take down both the top as well as the bot outer turret, so that will allow them to keep their goal lead. It's now only at about 900 gold. Dragon will be coming up in another 40 seconds. None of the major cooldowns have been kind of blown away. They should be able to come back off cooldown come the next Dragon fight. So after that long farming situation, who do you think kind of wins it out? Because the goal is pretty even coming into this game.
I would say I have to favor SAJ's comp because I can't see how HK is able to teamfight this unless Lee Sin does insect where he kicks someone back. If not, it would just be HK waiting for SAJ to make a move, where Optimus is able to like chain his ulti along with Rengar, or Taric and Kha'Zix is able to initiate.
Yeah, so it's going to be very scary on the side of HKA. Perhaps they get out very low, blows a flash, the curling will pick him up, and now QTV jumps in and tries to get onto Engar, but to no avail. Fire Force to kind of safeguard to the ward there, and it seems that SAJ's rotations have been quite pinpoint. They do pick up a kill onto him perhaps, as well as that tower advantage coming in. They take down the outer middle turret, and they rotate down to Dragon.
Yep, really solid play coming from SAJ where because both top and bottom towers are down, so they all move to meet at the same time when Dragon was spawning, get a kill, a tower, and a Dragon at the same time.
Yeah, that was very good rotation coming in. They knew the Dragon timer because of that one ward that earlier that HK was unable to kind of spot out. So they planned it perfectly, got a kill, got the turret, and forced HK to just kind of back off. And now they may just get that blue buff as well. So that's for the smite. QTV in a little bit of danger, spell immune due to the black shield. Pasa would kind of favor his chances. Does come from Junie, however. My mic kind of stuttering a bit, so sorry about that. And they do get that blue buff, so 1 kill onto perhaps 1 middle outer turret, 1 dragon, as well as 1 blue buff. I would say overall, SA are going to be very happy with those pickups.
Yep, definitely, and they deserve that after a really good rotation coming in. Their movement was very good, and that was their reward.
And you were right, we do see an AP as well. I just forgot to see what kind of stats, a little bit too late to check it out. He does have 6% armor and magic penetration from that offense tree though. So we do have Optimus kind of trying to deal with Mythic Q, pulls out the shockwave. Archie comes in, forces the Dragon's Descent coming out. The Ignite will start to take away. Mythic Q will try to kind of out-juke him, but he will face QTV and Junie, so give them the assist as well. So he will not be able to run away from that gang coming in.
So one has to wonder why 4 people of SAJ are on top even though they did get the kill, because at the cost of it, they lose bottom tower.
Whoa, are they going to start on Baron? I do not think so. We do have a pause coming in. It's going to be, the play is going to resume soon, but we do have the Spirit Visage onto QTV, and they do start up the Baron 20 minutes into the Q down. My mic was a bit off there. We do see SAJ kind of start off the Baron. That's going to be a very risky attempt coming in. We may see some action very soon. None of the important cooldowns are down except on the side of Optimus does not have the shockwave. Look at the amount of wards coming in. So the true shot barrage comes out. Does QTV at the snipe? The snipe does come out. Fi goes in, unable to counter snipe it. The 50-50 goes in favor of SAJ. So they do pick up a 21-minute Baron and has that gold lead extended to about 4,500 gold. A very risky Baron, don't you think, Kai Ling?
SAJ is very fond of this kind of plays where randomly through the game where there will be periods where the 5 of them actually stick together on one lane, not caring about the other lane. And sometimes it backfires, but in this case, they get a kill, they rush a Baron, and they successfully smite it as well. So end up a good play for for SEJ, even though they did lose both towers and all.
Yeah, that could have gone extremely horrible for them. Imagine if HK picks up that Baron. We had Edgar on the side picking up 2 turrets, both the outer turret as well as the inner turret. Look at QTV, extremely tanky, just dueling out with both members. Now Junie comes in. He does have the boost of mobility though, but the force to actually Arcane Shift as well as Dragon's Descent away. I was about to say, QTV, that Spirit Visage, that Rengar is gonna just be super tanky.
Yep, right now with Baron buff on SAJ, I'm just waiting for QTV on Rengar to pop his ultimate and combo with Optimus or Rihanna out.
Yeah, that's going to be very scary. The True Shot Barrage does come down, just tries to deal some damage to the minions. Archie does take a hit to the face on that one, but we do see Safety kind of just split push onto the side. I like to see which skills he has decided to evolve. So Evolve Wings as well as Enlarge Claws. So he will have that reset on his leap into the fight coming in, and he's making that split push, putting some pressure onto the lane itself, and that Sweeping Lens will not be able to spot this ward out, but does kill one more ward. So SAJ will start sieging up the inner turret against HKN. I don't really see anything that HKN can do. Mythic Q doesn't have his ultimate up just yet, and the siege potential coming in very dangerous. The shockwave comes out, hits onto Edgar. Edgar just melts straight away. Fi gets stunned up, taken down extremely low. The command attack and dissonance combo will force them to kind of back off, and SAJ has the superior engage as well as siege comp coming in. Whoa, we do have Safety go in, leaps on, takes perhaps down to less than half HP. Picks up the inner turret, a flash coming in from Junie, but Pasa has flashed away as well. That Bowler Strike and Optimus will just completely melt Pasa in the face. SAJ will pick up the inhibitor as well, but the lead comes in from Safety, takes perhaps down very low as well. And it just seems that SAJ has that commanding lead coming into this game. They will rotate down to this turret, inner turret here, in the bot lane, sorry, and SAJ will start to hammer it away, easily pick up that one. They have extended their gold lead to about 7,000 over gold coming into this game, and they are not stopping aggression. They do have that Baron buff for the regen and will continue to just poke it down, and got taken down very low, forced to flash away. Mythic Q goes in with the Dragon's Descent, the Soul Shackles onto perhaps will just melt in the face. Mythic Q tries to do as much damage as all. The culling will come out, Edgar will melt, the barrier will not save him. QTV in the back line, taken out very low, will die to the shot of the turret however, but double kill onto Safety. Pasa gets hit by the shockwave, he will melt as well, and an ace on the side of SAJ. SAJ just destroys HKA in this game.
I think the main thing for me for both fights so far, both at mid and bottom, was that perhaps on Morgana was unable to shield his AD carry from Carrick's stun, and that contributed to them losing every fight.
Yeah, he didn't pull off any important black shields. We didn't see some spectacular black shields coming in. The death timers are still very low, 25 minutes into the game, but the extended siege allowed them to pick up 2 inhibitor turrets, 2 Nexus turrets as well as 2 inhibitors, and they do get multiple kills. They extend their goal lead right now to about, let's see, oh my goodness, it's 12,000 gold.
Yep, so when they got Baron, SAJ were only 3k ahead. After that, fast forward 3 minutes later, they're up 12k.
That is an extremely disgusting gold spike, I would say. So now we have some more important item pickups. Let's take a look at what items SAJ has decided to kind of pick up. QTV will be building into the Trinity Force very soon. Trinity Force on Rengar is going to allow him to output a lot of damage, perhaps now in a little bit of trouble. QTV just there to kind of be a nuisance, and Kha'Zix has his Spirit of the Elder Lizard as well as the Last Whisper and the Brutalizer, so he's not going to go for a Dinter Bloodthirster build, so he's just going to stack a lot of armor penetration and probably build into some tanky items. The Zhonya's Hourglass as well as the Death Cap already completed onto Optimus, that's going to deal an insane amount of damage and allow him to go into stasis for a while just to get his cooldowns back up. And on the side of Archie, he's going to be a wrecking ball, I feel, because the Trinity Force and Bloodthirster combo going to output a lot of damage here. HK wants to defend this outer turret, but I don't think there's inner turret, sorry. I don't think there's much that they can do. The Glacial Shroud onto Taric, probably going to build into a Frozen Heart, allows him to get more aura on his Shatter itself, because it currently scales based on his bonus armor. The shockwave combo coming in with the jump onto QTP. Fire gets taken out very low, perhaps will melt in the face. QTP is unable to die at this point of time, and it feels that SAJ has that commanding lead. They can just dive as many turrets as they want. They ignore the inhibitor turret in the top lane and got taken down very low. A double kill coming out for Archie, and there's nothing that HK can do. SAJ will take game 1 commanding fashion.
Yep, well played by SAJ, and I would say the MVP for this game is definitely Optimus, putting all those clutch Arena outs which help snowball the game. I'm not forgetting the bottom lane from SAJ as well. Both the Taric and Lucian were really doing very well. But one must question what exactly was perhaps going on Morgana. His shields, even his first death was not well. His second death at the bottom lane was a bit careless, I feel, because you definitely should be able to block Taric's stun because he has got a travel time. So it's surprising that he's not able to block the stun all through the game.
Yeah, it's surprising that he was not able to use the Black Shield into his full effect, and we were questioning HKA's team comp coming in the game. We didn't know what they were planning with this team comp. We said that Mythic Q may start split pushing on Shyvana. That didn't really happen in this game, and honestly, SAJ's team comp coming in, Kha'Zix, Rengar, and Orianna is just destroyed HK.
Yep, it was just a classic snowball where both bottom tower and top tower down, and then they had a good rotation coming in. They caught a catch, they grouped together, got Baron, and snowballed from there.
Yeah, the rotation in the mid lane, allowing them to pick up the mid lane, 1 kill as well as the Dragon, allow them to extend their goal lead to about 3,000 gold, and that out of nowhere 20-minute Baron. Like you said, within 3 minutes after that Baron, 12k a hit. Yep. That kind of just sealed the deal for it. So that's it for game number 1. Do stay tuned for game number 2. It's still SAJ up against HKA for game number 2.